This is Mark Bell from SuperTraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West. Got my chubby little self going there with some speed benches, 225 and 3 chains per side. Each chain is approximately 20 pounds. We have one chain on there that's 30 pounds. That was Steve Lavelle going there as well. You can see just trying to reverse those weights and press them as hard and as fast as I can. We got Ryan Spencer doing some chain presses as well. So he's using a little bit different technique, bringing the weights down a little bit more under control. A lot of this has to do with how you feel. If you feel great, you can probably go 100 miles an hour. If your shoulders hurt, your elbows hurt, if shit hurts, then you're going to have to slow it down a little bit. There's Riley going. See, he's kind of dropping the weights and reversing them. Got Austin Baumgarten, who believes heavily in the shoulder horn and its properties, how beneficial a double horn can be. Here's Spence going again. Typically we use a similar weight for multiple sets. It looks like Spencer has about 165 on there, so you want the weights to be light. That's a good weight for him. You want the weights to be light. You want to be able to move him around explosively. Here we got Mr. Robot Pants, who's cheating and using the reactive slingshot from howmuchyoubench.net. You can see how Robot is bending the elbow and then holding the weight. That's something he and I talked about. We talked about him working on his lockouts a lot, and kind of a thing that we kind of came up with was that locking the weight out and holding it is beneficial, but also when you hold it in a locked position, it's fairly easy. If you try to hold it in a bent position, it's just that much harder, puts that much more tension on the triceps. So we're just messing around with stuff, trying different things all the time. There's no one right way to fix anything. There's no one right way to strength train. There's a million different ways of doing it. Ed Cohn did not use the West Side Barbell method, and I think he was pretty successful. And then you got guys, like Dave Hoff and AJ Roberts that use the West Side method that are absolutely unbelievable. So there's a lot of different ways to get to the same point. But here at Super Training, we follow the conjugate system pretty much to a T, and this is our dynamic effort bench day. As I was mentioning earlier about the weights, we don't really follow a percentage necessarily, but we try to get a weight on there that you can move fast. We try to stick with that weight for multiple sets, sometimes 3 to 4 sets, sometimes all the way up to 8 or 9 sets with the same exact weight. Other times we will change the weight as we go. So we might do, let's say, 2 sets at 185, 2 sets at 205, 2 sets at 225, and 2 sets at like 245. Just a different way of doing it. There's a lot of ways to go about doing this. I personally like to change the weights up a little bit, but on this day I kept the weights pretty much the same until I was done with my work, until I was done with my speed. What I was trying to do on this day is, hold the weight at the top and then just rapidly drop that first rep in there. To me, that's real important because the first rep is so crucial in the contest. There's Silent Mike going with some silent bands. That first rep is so crucial in a meet, that first descent in a meet. Well, not first rep, obviously in a meet you're only doing 1 rep, but I just meant the initial descent and the intent of you trying to drop those weights down there is very important. It's got to be done aggressively, especially for me with my longish stroke. Here's Janet Lavelle doing a little bit of shirt work. You can see how easy the weights are for her on the higher boards, and as you see, as she goes down lower, it gets to be more difficult because she kind of has poor technique. Her elbows are coming out too much. You want to tuck those elbows into your side. Ryan Spencer's elbows tend to come out a little too much. You see how they're flaring out right there. You don't want that. It's not going to be beneficial in your shirt. See some flareage going on there from Nickerson as well. Try to keep those elbows in tight to your body, and you want to try to press that shit up rapidly. The slingshot does a great job of keeping you in place. You can see Mr. Robot Pants at the bottom of this lift is tucked in the same exact position that he would be in if he was in a bench shirt. And you can see Spencer there again. He's trying to bring his body up to the bar, which is a good thing, but then he's also getting way too much shoulder rotation. His elbow should be dropping down closer to his side, rather than dropping back beyond the midline of his body. So here I started to add a little bit of weight to the bar. I was 280 pounds with approximately 150 or something pounds of chains. Here's Mr. Robot Pants going again. Another good set by him. And the Slanger. Silent Mike going again. Hard to tell. Here's Janet going again. Now she's got about 350 on there. 360. Somewhere in that range. Elbows out way too much. Lost a lot of leverage. That actually didn't look like she lost the weight there, but she kind of did. And it was drifting back over her face quite a bit. So her hubby caught it. There I am throwing on the reactive slingshot from howmuchyoubench.net just to get a little bit more work in, handle a little bit more weight. You see those weights slowing down a little bit now as I got 380 pounds on there plus the chains.
Good speed. Keep the chest up.
A little bit better, but the elbows again, they're out too far. And when they're out too far like that, then on the way up, you have nowhere to go. When you're trying to lock it out and you're trying to turn it over, there's nowhere else to go. Here's Mr. Big Bird Pants with his yellow feathers and red shirt. He's been toying around with these phenoms. They're actually my phenoms. They didn't fit me so great and just they weren't feeling right to me, so pass it along. And that's it from superprinting.tv.